Hello, my fellow Sparks. What the heck is up? So, today we're going to be going over another one of my favorite colors, and hopefully you've been following along and you'll find there's no surprise to this color, and all my decks normally splash it. So, let's go ahead and tap our ovens and feed that cat we all know and love and dive right into this. So let's go ahead and talk about black. Have you ever had dreams, ambitions, and ultimate desires? Yeah? Well, that's great. And do you want to achieve those by any means necessary by sacrificing your mind, body, and soul? Mostly your soul? Actually, especially your soul? Well, look no further. The color black has got what you need and so much more. So when we learn about black, we should know that it sits right in the center of the color pie. Its mechanics kind of reflect that. It doesn't really have the most or least creatures or non-creature cards in it. It doesn't have any special connections either to any of the colors. However, its creatures are neither the largest nor the smallest. Black's strength and weakness are split right down the middle. Black draws its powers from the swamps themselves, and it embodies the principles of partisanship and amorality, though not necessarily immorality, meaning that it's not evil. No colors are inherently good or evil. Magic is kind of fluid in that way. Black's allies are blue and red for their intelligence and passion, respectively, while its enemies are white and green that stray away from the individual and seeking more of unity. Black seeks power through ruthless and opportunity, whereas white and green do not. So what does black do? Well, remember when we said earlier that they're in the middle of the chart? Well, that's just it. They do everything. For a price. Black likes to embody the mantra of look out for number one. They are very strong and ruthless, meaning that they will do what they can to get to the top. I mean, really, what does it matter once you achieve unlimited power? Black loves to use its life as a sort of a resource. Cards like Ambition's Cost and Ancient Carving makes it so you can draw just like blue, but it normally has to exchange for life. This trend is for many cards and other playstyles of other colors, however it does not just stop at life. Black will have you sacrificing, discarding, and paying X all day. However, this does come with an advantage. It normally means that the spells cast will be less to cost. Cards like Togar, Famine Incarnate can actually cost a measly 2 if you sacrifice 3 creatures, and you get to half somebody's life and bring a 7/6 on board. That's pretty strong. Speaking of Black's creatures, they do tend to be a little top heavy and often with uneven power and toughness. That being said, they normally have amazing effects to justify their cost. Sheoldred, Gristlebrand, and Massacre Worm just to name a few. Black does have some stuff that originate on their own though, and much like the other colors, they have their strengths, and Grave Recursion and Removal are just 2 of those strengths. Their creatures do not like to stay dead, as they embody that energy and they like to reanimate. Blood for Bones and Dread Returns will pop them out to the battlefield. They also love to destroy. Black is an absolute monster at slaying. It's not as large scale as White, who can purge anything, but when it comes to creatures and planeswalkers, Black has them beat hands down. Damnation for the dorks, Black Sun of Zenith for the immortals, and Elder Spell for the boys. Look, if you're going up against a black player, nothing is truly safe. However, their destruction of organic material is very strong. It's inorganic material that's a lot weaker. They have very few answers to artifacts and enchantments, unlike White. Black can also run into some issues when it comes to paying life. If you're not careful, your ambition can very well come full circle and be your undoing. So what do we know about Black so far? We know it's well balanced, its costs are less generally, strong creatures, grave recursion, and creature removal. However, its weakness, it requires a lot of setup. Its costs can also hurt them in the long run, and it has weak artifact and enchantment removal. So with Black sitting in the center of the board, you're going to see a lot of shared keywords with their own twists. Flash, mostly on creatures to kind of surprise your enemies. Lifelink as a way to buffer and leech some of your enemies for those costs. Menace, zombies are scary. Death Touch is shared with green because you will see this a lot. And Flying for demons mainly. Overall, Black is one of my favorite colors, and I love their approach to getting the job done. We all have that inner fire in us that wants us to get to point A and point B the fastest way possible, and Black really personifies that. Their ruthless nature gives them a rough outtake, however, it's all the more fun when you're in the driver's seat. And when you win that game with 1 health, well, that's just bragging rights. I truly appreciate the Sparks who continue to support me here and in Discord and really anywhere else. If you like the video, maybe consider liking and slapping that subscribe button for more awesome Magic content. But anyways, I think it's time to hit the books for our next color, and as always, take it easy. Bye.